Hi, today let's tell you about, are you tired of everything? Tips for overcoming emotional exhaustion. Constant tension can lead to emotional burnout. What is it? Why does it happen, and how can it be prevented? When a person feels disappointed in himself, powerless and exhausted due to constant tension, one can suspect emotional burnout syndrome. The problems seem to multiply every day, the future seems bleak and hazy, the joy of life and interest in anything in general is lost. People suffering from constant anxiety, prone to hypochondria and constantly doubting themselves are at risk of emotional burnout. They work until they burn out or until the inhabitants of this earth feel miserable. However, it must be remembered that emotional burnout threatens not only health problems, but also a deterioration in personal life. Each of us has days when things seem to fall out of hand, when we are bored, when there is so much work to be done and nothing gets done, or when the people around us do not appreciate the achievements. On days like these, it can take a tremendous effort to force yourself to get out of bed. If you suffer from this feeling constantly, there is a very high probability that you are suffering from emotional burnout syndrome. Emotional burnout is a state of mental and physical exhaustion that results from excessive or prolonged stress. The syndrome occurs when a person can no longer cope with daily responsibilities and meet someone's expectations. The longer the tension lasts, the faster the interest in any activity, motivation decreases. A person can no longer be as productive as they used to be. Finally, he begins to suffer from feelings of helplessness and hopelessness, cynicism and anger. Although emotional burnout is caused by constant stress, it is not the same. Stress is a great tension that depletes the body's physiological and psychological resources. However, people who suffer from stress may still think that if they can get everything under control, things can still get better. Emotional burnout is not that at all. Such people feel demotivated and indifferent to everything. They do not think and do not expect that something can improve in life in the future. The effects of stress are easily recognized by people, and emotional burnout may go unnoticed for a long time. 5 main symptoms of emotional burnout. Every day becomes unbearably difficult. Working in the office or at home starts to seem like a waste of time. Feeling tired all the time. Most of the things we have to do during the day seem silly and boring. The feeling that no one appreciates your work and efforts. Why do people sometimes burn out emotionally? In most cases, there is more than one reason behind all this. The people who are most at risk of experiencing emotional burnout are those who are burdened with work, although those around them do not value their work at all. It can be an employee who hasn't had a vacation for 2 years, a mother raising 3 children alone, keeping the 4 corners of the house and also taking care of a seriously ill father, etc. Emotional burnout is at risk if too much work, no time to rest and talk with friends. You take on too much responsibility and don't accept help from others. You don't get enough sleep. You are a perfectionist. You are pessimistic about yourself and the world around you. You feel like you have to control everything. You don't want to entrust anyone with at least part of your important matters. Your immune system is weakened. You often get sick, suffer from headaches and muscle pains. Appetite changes and sleep disturbances. Useful tips for overcoming emotional exhaustion. Start the day with a relaxing ritual. Don't jump out of bed immediately after the alarm goes off, but instead lie in bed for 15 minutes, meditate, stretch, or read something you like. Try to practice a healthy lifestyle. Avoid fast food, sleep well at least on weekends, and take longer than usual walks. Set boundaries. Learn to say no if you don't have any free time. If it's hard to say no, you should start thinking in such a way that when someone says no, you can say yes to someone you like. Take a break from the latest technology. Disconnect from social networks. Put away your laptop, phone, stop checking your email every few minutes. Every evening is dedicated to quality relaxation without technology. It is not always possible to overcome emotional burnout on your own, so sometimes you may have to turn to doctors who will choose the best therapy. The following 3 strategies can be used. If you don't want to go to the doctors, you need to learn to slow down and force yourself to take a break. Try to reduce the amount of things you are responsible for. Health is the greatest wealth, so it is recommended to take a vacation. It doesn't matter that you can't go on vacation to warm lands. Even when you stay at home, you can find heartwarming activities. Sometimes, when you feel that emotional burnout is imminent, it is best to distance yourself from everyone for a little while. But don't forget that family members and friends can help you in difficult times. You should share your feelings with them, and they should not pressure you to make one decision or another. Their job is simply to listen. Many friends will feel flattered that you confide in them during the most difficult moments of life, and it will even help strengthen the bond. If you feel emotional burnout at work, sometimes the best thing to do is to resign and take up a new, favorite activity. However, it is not always possible to do this, because not everyone has the opportunity to remain without a permanent income. In this case, it might be possible to agree to reduce the load at work, and if the work is too monotonous, it might be worth asking for new duties that would be like a breath of fresh air. Thanks for listening. If you want to hear more, click subscribe and like.